hope you're having a great day. Today I'm going to show you how to do the body painting for the McDonald clown. I cannot believe October is almost over. It's crazy to me. But anyway, let's get into it. So the first thing I did is I started with a white paint. I'm going to do my entire face except my mouth and my eyes area. And I'm just gonna follow, the line in my head because I didn't draw this look, which is surprising. But I think I like it better like that. I don't know why. So I'm using the Moda brushes for this. I just love them for body painting. They're really good. Then I went in with a flat brush and I will line my mouth with it. And then we're gonna create a little bit of shadow using the exact same black paint. So going in on the edge towards the middle of my mouth, if that makes sense. And we're gonna create a little bit of shadow and then we're gonna blend it with some red. I'm using the crayon wheel for this because it's super creamy and I just really like both of these paint together, but you can use like water activated paint or like just regular red paint for this. Like I have so many red paints, I don't know why I used that, but I did. Then I went in and did my brows, so I'm just looking at a picture of the McDonald clown for this, but you can just do your regular brows. And next thing is the nose. I suggest still going with the foamy nose. I feel like it would have changed and make the look more complete in my opinion, but I didn't have one and I didn't thought even of buying one, and I'm just like realizing it now that I'm doing the voiceover, but it's still nice, so I just painted my nose red. Then I went in with some eyeshadow. I did some red at first, but I really wanted after that to create more of a realistic McDonald's clown. So like looking at the picture, he doesn't have red eyeshadow, he have black eyeshadow. So I went in and adjusted, and then I'm gonna go back with some white, don't worry, to fix the area where I don't have white paint. Then I'm going in with a little brush to fill out my lower lash line with some black again, and we're gonna blend that out again using a more of a fluffier, precise brush. Then I'm going in with the NYX Barbie pink eye pencil, and I'm putting that in my lower lash line. Okay, so next thing is the body painting. So I draw everything with some white paint. The first thing I draw was the color, and then I'm gonna go in and draw his shirt. So his shirt is like line white and red, so that's what I'm going with, just to make it look more accurate. So I draw everything with like the teeny brush, and then I filling the blank with a bigger brush because we don't have all day, seriously, and it's a long process, let me tell you. So I draw everything, nothing too precise, because we're gonna go back and we're gonna add the red on top. I used the same paint for the mouth that I used for the sleeve because the color on the picture was the exact same, so that's why I had to reuse that color wheel. Then I'm gonna go in and just draw the circle for the McDonald's sign, and then we're gonna go in and also add the little red, I don't know what to call that, like it's part of his suit, but I actually don't know, like I don't know, I really don't know how to call it, but if you know how to call that, please let me know. I have no clue. So then I draw the McDonald's sign with a little like eyeliner or lip liner, and then I went in and fill out the red in like negative spaces, and then we're gonna go in and add the yellow to make it more of, to make the actual McDonald's sign. Now going back to the other side, I'm gonna also fill out the blank with the red. I like to do that sometimes, like just change areas that I'm working on, just because you can get dizzy after like 7 hours of makeup. I think by now it's just like 1 hour maybe, I don't know, but still, so I like to change areas that I'm working it with. Wow, I cannot talk today, I'm so sorry. But anyway, I went in and added some paint with the exact same red and the exact same brush that I used on the other arm, and yeah. And then I went back with some white and I did the color. I actually don't know if it's the right word for that, but that's the word that I have in mind. So I added some white with a bigger brush just because I'm too lazy to do it with a small brush. And also it's just, it's just like the base. And then we're going to go back anyway to do some shadows after that. So for the shadows, I took the brush that I used for the mouth and I went and did the edge of everything I just draw. And then I'm gonna go back with a more like fluffier, domey small brush to create these shadows to make it look like I'm actually wearing it. And I like to also like leave a little edge to make it look like 3D, if that makes sense. So I'm drawing the black everywhere that I really want to create a little shadows to make it look, again, 3D effect. So he has some kind of like, I don't know, like no sleeve coat, which is like usually yellow. And then the shirt underneath is just lined. So yeah. Then I went in with some yellow. This color is actually so accurate to the McDonald's shade, by the way. It's just insane. And that's the palette I should have used for the red, because the crayon is like usually used for like burns and bruises, and it's like I got stained for like 5 days. So please use like, an actual body paint. But anyway, so I used that palette, which is the MAC cream color palette, and I fill out all the space that was left for the coat. And yeah, so that's pretty much just painting the entire thing yellow. And after that, we're gonna add more shadows. So then after doing it with the black paint, I'm gonna actually just take an eyeshadow using the NYX palette. I love this palette, by the way, especially for like on body paints. It's really good. So yeah, I just used a smudgier brush, wow, fluffy brush, to create the shadows. And so we're gonna go under everything and really focus to make it look like shadows. So what we're gonna do is, instead of doing the shadow from the perspective of the object, you're kind of doing the shadow underneath, if that makes sense. So I did the first color and also the edge of the like no sleeves coat, and then we're gonna go back and do the other side, and we're gonna also add some details on the shirt and things like that. And yeah, fun fact, this is actually my favorite part, because I feel like that's where the makeup really comes together and make it looks more realistic and real. Of course, like we're just getting started in the shadow, and there's even more process that can be made. And also sometimes I see people doing like 24 hours of makeup, because when you think about it, it's kind of like a canvas. So you really can take them as much time as you want, and it's just gonna get better and better, a little bit like a canvas. But sometimes you're too tired and you have to, sleep, so you have to wash it off. And that's sad, because it's not like a true canvas that you can just, pick the next day and continue where you were um, at the same place yesterday, So anyway, that's when I took a smaller brush to create a little bit more of a shadow, and I could have even accentuated that to make it look more real, like I'm wearing something. But yeah, then I went in and added some shadow on the little collar, because these are never like perfect. They all have some kind of like shadows. Every like shirt like this as kind of little shadows. They're like folded. They are not like straight. So that's the vibe that I was going for, of like doing the actual clothing, which I think the costume is just like an image of it, but you know, we're we're doing it, so might as well do it big. Then I added even more details on the shirt to make it look like it was like sewed together. Um, I have trouble looking for my word. I need another coffee. It's 8 a.m. I'm sorry. But yeah, anyway, so I went in with a little bit more shadows, and then I went back to add more shadows to the M as well. Okay, and then I'm just adding some shadow under the little edge of the M to make it look more 3D. I also bought a wig, by the way, that looked like the clown, but is like, yeah, it's a no. So that's why I ended up using the other wig. Even though it really looks odd, I feel like it's better than the other option that we had. Then I'm adding some NYX lipstick, which is I think it's the matte lipstick, the smooth and something lipstick. Anyway, I added two colors, and I'm gonna blend it just to make it look more like, again, the McDonald's clown. So yeah, that's that. And then I'm adding a little bit of red under my eyes, because his eyes are a little bit pink, and that's the McDonald's makeup. But if you want to trash it, please stay tuned, because the fun part is coming. Don't forget to eat McDonald's fries while you're doing this makeup, because it's part of the makeup. It's the accessory. It's life. And so I'm going in with some red activated paint with a toothbrush to create that because I didn't have any more fake blood. That's what happens when you do a Halloween series. So I'm just going in with some activated paint for this look. And we're gonna also add some scalp blood to make it look even more disgusting, which is my favorite part. So I'm adding a lot of scalp blood because it's just so cool and so fun, and it's like, you know, so thick and disgusting, so it's perfect for this look. Lastly, I went in with some black eyeshadow to make it look like a little bit more trashy, like crying something. And I'm also adding dirt on his teeth to make it look even more disgusting. And that's pretty much it. So I hope you guys like this tutorial. I hope you found it fun. If you ate some fries, let me know your favorite sauce because mine is the spicy habanero sauce and I'm obsessed and now I'm craving it. So I'm definitely gonna go to McDonald's today. But anyway, I hope you guys like this tutorial. Don't forget to subscribe. And I will see you tomorrow for another look.